Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, Gold Star families, service members and veterans, and the loved ones and community members who support our military families, it is indeed my very distinct privilege to be with you this evening. On behalf of the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, thank you for the opportunity to honor service, to recognize sacrifice, and to cherish our connectedness as a joint force, a community, and a nation. And of course, a special thank you to Mrs. Milley. Holly Ann, thank you for being here and representing Mark. I also want to recognize those who made tonight's gala possible, the hard work of the TAPS staff, Katie Manis, Keely Peters, and Brittany Adams, the TAPS Board of Directors and Advisors, and of course, Bonnie Carroll. As always, this gala is an incredible event, befitting an incredible organization and supporting a truly incredible military community. To be a part of TAPS is to surround oneself with a network of generous, supportive, and determined men and women who provide compassionate care to our surviving families and loved ones wherever and whenever it is needed most. For nearly 3 decades, TAPS has shown over and over that they truly understand the needs of our bereaved military survivor community. They marshal services and resources. They connect mentors and peers with family and loved ones. They walk alongside survivors as they find meaning. And we thank you for your support to our military community as you honor and remember life and service. TAPS cares for the families of America's fallen heroes. You represent our national responsibility to care for our grieving survivors, each a living legacy of freedom, of devotion, and of sacrifice. Congratulations to tonight's award winners, Congressman Phillips and Chief Gilbert. Through your own personal experiences and your desire to honor the legacies of the fallen, you have brought solace and comfort through TAPS events across the United States and through advocacy and support for our national military survival community. Thank you especially to all of the staff and volunteers who make TAPS possible. You are the beating heart of TAPS through the peer support network, military and legacy mentors, and seminar leaders and camp counselors. Your personal connectedness to those who have experienced loss provides renewed purpose, emotional comfort, and mutual support. There is no roadmap for grief, but there are other travelers on this path willing to lend a hand, willing to walk that road together, and willing to help others find their way. Thank you to the men and women behind TAPS programs, services, and resources for shining a light on this path to ensure that no one walks it alone. Those who answer our nation's call share the camaraderie that comes from shared risk, from a shared resolve to fight, and a shared commitment to each other in this life and beyond. Those of us in uniform, we routinely honor those that we have lost, and we do that together. We have our rituals, our ceremonies, our memorials. We set empty tables at formal events to remember those that cannot be with us. We raise a glass in their name, and we learn from their example. This is our sacred obligation. As the proud captain of the USS Cole and the crew who brought her back into the fight, I felt this obligation deeply. More than 22 years ago in Aden Harbor, Al-Qaeda terrorists perpetrated a cowardly attack against the guided missile destroyer Cole, ripping a massive hole in her hull, killing 17 great sailors. Among those 17 souls lost that day was Signalman Sharon Gunn, a fantastic young man and sailor. Seaman Gunn's life was marked by service to family and to friends and to community and to his nation. And his neighbors in Rex, Georgia remember him for always being available to help local youth. His passion to serve his community and his nation was expressed by his decision to follow his father Lou's footsteps and join the Navy, where Lou gained valuable experience that helped him enter law enforcement upon the end of his naval career. Sharon sailed with his crew and proudly served his nation. He represented our very best. And as one of the brave 17 we lost, his story and his legacy motivated me and my entire crew to bring Cole back better than ever, to prove that nothing could stop the United States Navy and the United States of America. So honoring the legacy of those who have served is incredibly important to our military community, and I have profound gratitude that TAPS is our partner in that sacred work. Through the compassionate care and peer-based support of TAPS, Sharon's parents, Lou and Mona Gunn, found comfort and resources, camaraderie and connection, and charted a path forward honoring the legacy of their son, Sharon. Lou and Mona turned their service-oriented hearts to the surviving families of the Cole and to the greater Navy and military community in Norfolk, Virginia. Lou became a fixture at every Cole remembrance ceremony, serving as the voice for the surviving families and marshaling support and services for this group, united both in grief and in love. Through TAPS, the Gunn family exemplified the community-based care model that makes this organization so special. And for Lou, a 21-year veteran of the Navy, he served as a TAPS peer mentor and as a therapist in the local Veterans Center. And for Mona, in addition to her leadership as president of the American Gold Star Mothers, she also served as a TAPS peer mentor, a TAPS magazine contributor, and a regular participant in TAPS events in the Hampton Roads area and beyond. The story of the Gunn family is testament not just to the network of services that TAPS provides, but also to the distinct community that TAPS cultivates. For you see, TAPS is America's family, the family of all those who grieve the death of a life that included selfless service to America. Regardless of where a surviving family may call home, TAPS staff, peer mentors, volunteers, and service providers across the country contribute to offering care, resources, and comfort whenever and wherever it is required. TAPS is there for the families of all warfighters who have served and paid the ultimate sacrifice, regardless of the geography or the circumstances of the death or the loved ones left behind. TAPS meets survivors where they are in their grief with services and support that ensures that their memories last a lifetime. TAPS ensures that the lives and service of Americans fallen are forever honored. Today, the nature of our military missions means that the men and women of our joint force, including our total force partners in the Guard and Reserve, may bring the war home with them, succumbing to illness or injury long after leaving the battlefield. And we are proud and thankful as a joint force for the work of TAPS and so many other partner organizations who advocate for the welfare of our military community, including our veterans and bereaved families. You've heard this before, but it bears repeating. TAPS chairs the Survivor Subcommittee of the VA Federal Advisory Committee on Families, Caregivers, and Survivors, advancing successful programs, marshaling critical resources, and addressing gaps in support as required. And you heard this earlier. TAPS was also an integral advocate in the recent passage of the PACT Act, a significant expansion of veteran benefits and care intended to help millions of toxic exposed veterans and their survivors receive resources, including insurance, improved health care, and other family support. Through the powerful stories of these surviving military members and the tireless work of the TAPS staff, like Candace Wheeler, and so many more, our families will have options when facing a similar journey. It is our national responsibility to honor the lives and service of all of our military members by caring for them while they are in uniform, caring for them when they take off their uniform for the final time, and for those service members who have given their lives, caring for those that they have left behind. To all of us, as we remember those we have lost, I offer you this. Our mothers and fathers, our brothers and sons, our sisters and daughters, our friends and loved ones will always hold a precious place in the hearts of the American people. They bravely went into harm's way to stand between us and the dangers lurking in the world, between our great nation and those who would seek to harm her. They raised their right hands and dedicated themselves to the protection of this great nation, to the defense of our Constitution, and to the very principles that make us free. We pay tribute to their service, we celebrate their lives, and we reflect on the brave example they set for all of us as we face today's challenges. To all of our Gold Star families and to all surviving friends and loved ones, though you did not choose to carry the burden of loss, you do so with great courage, great strength, and great resolve. And all of us are so very proud of you. You provide us with inspiration and hope each and every day. It has been the highest honor of my life to have served alongside the men and women of our joint force in defense of this great nation. I am grateful for the opportunity to gather with you this evening to express our thanks to the staff and to the volunteers who make TAPS possible, and to celebrate the life and service of those with whom we have served. And for all of us gathered here today, citizens of this great nation, may we see reflections of our own commitment to our nation, to our own values, and to the cause for which we stand in the faces of those surviving friends and family that are here with us today. Thank you, TAPS, and thank you all. God bless America.